I'm Lisa Lawbreck, the retreat specialist, and I'm coming to you today to share the story of the beautiful Linda Morrison on Retreat TV. So welcome, Linda. How are you today?
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me. Thanks for listening all.
It's absolutely my pleasure, because I know women watching this, particularly women, will get a lot out of what you do and will be able to feel more confident in doing something about their bodies and their health and their well-being. So let me introduce you. I've written it down so I don't forget. So Linda is a life and body coach, and her company is called Ageless Body, and she's been doing this for about 30 years, which when I think of things I was doing for 30 years, it makes me feel really old. So to see you sitting there and looking so gorgeous, you know, I would say, oh, you're probably in your early 30s or something like that. But you are really a testament to what you do with your clients, aren't you?
Yeah, I say that all the time. I say that all the time. I'm doing what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get it right every day as well, because I'll be completely honest. There's some days I'm a rock star, and there's some days I forget to drink enough water as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always say you don't want a body and health coach that's not healthy. You don't want an accountant who can't count. You don't want a financial coach who hasn't, done it well as well. So you got to live and breathe what you do for sure. That said, you still need to be relatable with people's journeys. So
totally.
I'm always doing things I don't know how to do. So especially online.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about your business. What do you actually do?
So I take, I'm mostly at the moment, or in these last 4 or 5 years, working with women over 40 whom have lost their way with their own health and well-being practice.
Yep.
They are very knowledgeable about health and well-being. Often they've grown families, they run businesses, they intellectually know what they perhaps should do to be really healthy, but they do none of it in practice, or very little of it in practice. And it's really about me helping them shape the way to reframe their health practice that fits into what they already need to do, because generally there's work commitments, there's family commitments, there's home commitments. So how do we make what is every day, you got to eat, you got to move your body, you got to drink your water, actually a really good health practice, so they get the wins, they get the weight loss and the vitality that they are wanting and also needing. We need lots of energy to do life now. And then also hopefully stave off any the start of any naughty health issues. No one wants to be sick and tired and run down and worn out. So it's about accessing to a brighter life in all ways. Yeah.
Fabulous. So I think I've said this to you before. I'm probably your ideal client, right? I'm overweight. I'm 46. I walk to the letterbox sometimes. Mind you, it is quite a long driveway. So if I came to you and said, "Fix me," what can I do? What sort of ways can people work with you?
Well, first of all, we work out, the top 2 goals, because a lot of people say, I want to run a half marathon, and I want to lose this 20 Ks, and I want to, get healthier, and I want to do this, that, and the other. And what they're actually wanting is often, it's too much in that moment, and often incongruent goals. So we work first on getting clarity. What are we going to achieve in the next 6 to 8 weeks? And I have a protocol of a 6-week program that many people start with, and that knocks off 2 to 3 dress sizes, 6 to 10 kilos if you've got that to knock off, or it helps you to tone up. You get more energy, better vavoom, better spring in your step, and you actually understand the formula, because good formula around anything, body, business, relationships, is a winner. Because you layer that formula on, and then you don't have to think about it too much again. It's sort of like, have I hit the markers of what Linda has said? So yeah, clarity first in the vision of what we can achieve in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and then actually choosing the top 2 things in each day that are going to be the most important to keep working towards that. And behavior change is not easy. I'm there every day with these clients online. The reason I've built, such great retreats is that I couldn't, some of these people were so bogged down in their lives that they couldn't find a space to redevelop their health future. So taking them on retreat has been a beautiful journey of getting them to that next stage.
Yeah. So retreats are my favourite thing. Yay!
Yay!
So tell me a bit more about your retreats, because I know at the moment you're doing them in Victoria and...
Yeah, Byron Bay. So up
Byron
in
Bay.
Yeah. So that's the 2018 ones, Surf Coast Victoria, and then up at Byron Bay.
Yeah.
And we're hitting the warm parts. The warm parts when it's warm. When it's warm, we're in Victoria.
Nice.
When it's not warm in Victoria, we'll go.
Yeah.
So what we do is it's a health and mindset transformation. So it is about actually transforming people from zero to hero. It is about allowing them to understand that 45 is absolutely not old, because a lot of people go, oh, after 40 things started breaking down, after 40 or after 50 things started happening. They're little stories. I find I think I try to question that every day. I go, come on, body, let's keep on going and pretending you're 25, but I've got the condition. It's really just teaching people how to get some condition back in their bodies, how to, they might have had a scare, a weight scare, a health scare, an energy scare, no energy, no energy, but no reason for it.
Yeah.
Except that you haven't looked after yourself, and, you've perhaps had years of emotional stress that you haven't fully acknowledged, or you just keep on getting on with it, like many of my women do. They're stoic. They just keep going. And, it's about, helping you to realize all of these things and letting you know that there are pragmatic, practical things that you can put in place on a day-to-day basis, and then making those shifts and commitment towards those that can transform your health, the way you look, the way that you show up for the world, quite considerably. And I get really passionate about people's transformations too. So they often think, I'm coming to lose the 5Ks, but what we find is posture gets better, attitude gets better. They get more confident in understanding what they need to do to drive better health forevermore. And then when they as women, Liesl, and this is where I get really passionate, when they as women and leaders of their family and often work, because they're the next in charge, or they're the boss or whatever, as leaders get to actually impact more people positively because they are thriving. And that's what I think. And I think that women, the health tone of the family sits with women. It sits with the mothers, the grandmothers, it really does. And our little kids kind of do as we do, not as we say, and husband or partner gets to come along for the ride because he's eating what you're eating. And, they often lose more weight than ladies do, quicker.
Yeah, and it's interesting what you say there, because mothers particularly, we dictate what is put on the table at night. We, are teaching our kids how to eat from a very early stage. And, you see now, because women are so much more health conscious and so much more aware of the impact of foods and additives and preservatives and all those things, that there's a whole generation of children growing up eating very differently to generations maybe of the past. And that so fits into what you're doing. You're giving women an education of how to be those fantastic role models in their family. They're getting healthy, they're, exercising, they're eating well and loving themselves.
Totally. And I really think a lot that's happening now, because life is so fast and everything's so fast paced. And when you are a mother, often the premise now is, but what else do you do? So you're not being a mother. There's this thing of, is that not enough now? And we all know that's more than enough. But we can also obviously and do contribute on many other levels. But the I simplify all of the time to give permission to keep moving forward. And I think a lot of programs out there that are trying to shift health, help people lose weight, they overcomplicate, which makes it a big hard stop for women because they're already got so much on their plate. So it really is about that confidence building in the choices that they're making, knowing that they are the right choices. If you want to go deep on some of the concepts, absolutely no problem. I geek out over health every day. But the point is, it's like to keep moving forward, let go of perfect, let go of having to understand as much as I do about health and fitness, and start doing what works. So you get some wins, and this is it's probably a life lesson in everything in this, because we can't know everything about everything, and there is this premise is that if you're doing health seriously, you got to know all the green ingredients in all the drinks that you buy, or all the food label things. It's like no one knows all that stuff to get the results, So let's just keep moving towards these wonderful transformations. And give yourself the gift of that, because really it is super, super, super cheap if you think about it. Health transformation from something that's going to cost you money, bad health, to something that will make you money, unbelievable, unlimited energy and health. You can't put a price on that.
No,
I know,
you really can't.
Every day I'm holding on to that as like, I got my health, So. It is really important, and you only understand what that is when it's compromised.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to another retreat facilitator the other day who's organising retreats for men and women in their 40s and 50s, and her retreats are all about managing when you have had that health wake up, when you have, been given a diagnosis of something and you didn't expect it.
Awesome.
But to come to someone like you and prevent that in the first place as much as you can,
Absolutely.
so worthwhile.
Absolutely, yeah. So when many people, not all, come to me, they're gathering all this more information, and I'm all about application from the outset.
Yeah.
So, okay, you already know you've got to drink water, for example, as one example, and you've got to get about 8 hours sleep, for example. What are you doing about that? I'm still cheating it. I don't drink enough water, and I talk about it, and then I also don't go to bed early enough.
Yeah.
So they're still doing what they, not doing what they know that they should be doing.
Yeah.
So it's application straight away, because immediately you will actually start to get some wins. And when anyone knows, when you start getting some wins and some confidence, some scores on the board, you want to try harder.
Exactly.
And so I think that's, I'm a bit of a gal who goes, right now, rubber's going to hit the road, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's got to be about this pragmatic application, not just gathering more time to think about it, or more time or testing me on all my topics that I know about. Like I said, I can get geeky about health. But really it's like, I want to see some results. There's, with 65-70% of people in Australia here overweight and obese, we are heading towards some real, like, it hasn't even got bad yet.
Exactly.
The state of health in Australia. So weight management is everyone's consideration, whether it's me, Sally down the street, your mum, it's everyone's consideration, because it does affect you.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you can change it around. All I see is that you've focused on the wrong thing. All what other people think is like, oh, it's so sad I don't fit into my dress, and they've got all emotions. Whereas I just go, wrong focus. Let's change this up a bit. Yeah. She's been focusing on work or family or something else. Yeah. So if we simplify it like that and just go, you know what, that was then, this is now. This is what we're doing. Then I find the transformations to be super fun.
Yeah.
And we do blow away a lot of those silly ideas that 40's old, that 50's old, that 60's old,
Yeah.
Who says?
Yeah, exactly. You're only as old as you feel, right?
That's it.
Beautiful. I would love to be able to tell people about how they get in touch with you. So what's the best website for them to have a look at? And we will put it underneath this video as well.
Thank you. No, the best website is my name, Linda Morrison, just spelled LindaMorrison.com.au. And there's a contact form on there, and that's easy enough. And then Google as well, just my name and fitness perhaps after it, and so lots of video will come up, video engagement and those sorts of things, where I really like to talk about my mindset stuff and just keeping it very practical, pragmatic and results based. I think that's probably
useful.
Where my retreats really, yes, we have a nice time. We don't do too much of anything, not too much yoga, not too much eating, many would say, not too much magnesium pool stuff, but we do a real range of things to make sure that we really give you the experience of what it feels like to feel good.
Fabulous. And, you know, that's all most of us want, is to feel good. And that in turn, you know, if you're feeling good, you're feeling happier, you're feeling more energetic, you're getting enough sleep. There's this huge ripple effect from all those things.
Yeah, it's often what I say. My middle name is Joy. My mum's name is Joy. My daughter's middle name is Joy. And I say your responsibility here is to feel joy and to bring joy. Yeah, that's about it, you know. But it's certainly not to wash every dish tonight, right now. Yeah. It's not to do all that running around. It really is to feel great in your skin and go for it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I would much rather be sitting next to you on the couch talking about this, but the constraints of distance and time mean we can't. We will be doing some interviews with you live though really soon, so stay tuned on Retreat TV to watch those, and to also see some clips from some of Linda's beautiful retreats. So that's very exciting. They will be up and around in the new year. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing everybody next time on Retreat TV. Bye.
Thanks.